Welcome to Tele Pain Center, a telemedicine website for chronic pain patients. So why I decided to develop such a website? Nowadays, centralized medical management and communication platform for chronic pain patients is currently lacking, even though we can see a lot of other type of telemedicine websites. We want to create a patient-centered medical experience so that the patients do not need to run to different doctor offices and spend a lot of time finding the providers anymore. We also want to make medical records more accessible and understandable to patients. And in this way, we can transform chronic pain management to a more holistic process. The current state of chronic pain in the US is actually very significant. 20% of adults in the US suffer from chronic pain, which costs 3 times the total health expenditure of cancer. However, doctor visits for chronic pain patients require them to travel to doctors' offices, skipping their work, and because this condition is so complicated, it involves different doctors, so they need to go to multiple doctors' offices, which can be very taxing for chronic pain patients because they are already in pain. So how can we make this experience better? We want to develop a website with a full-rounded features for the chronic pain patients so that they can get connected with their providers very conveniently without going to the doctor's offices. As a usual website, we require user authentication, and we implemented search for providers, listing the providers, and filter with different requirements. We also implemented instant messaging with the doctors that can happen between any patient and provider at any time. And we will also allow appointment creation and management on the patient side and also the provider side. When the patient enters the appointment, they can have real-time video chat with the providers. And we also provide profile management just as a backup for the provider and the patients to manage their own user profiles. And we also provide medical records management where the providers can add medical records for the patients and the patients can see from their account. So to further illustrate all these functionalities and showcase our beautiful website, let's go to the demo time. Now welcome to the user interface of the Tele Pain Center, and as you start up, you will enter the search providers page. And let's start with user authentication. So if we have a valid email and just some random passwords, you can successfully sign up and be redirected to the search providers page. And now let's just check the verification of this field. So if we don't have a valid email, it will show an alert. And if we don't have a matching password, the password don't match. And now after you solve every verification errors, you will be redirected. And now let's try to log in. So I'm logging in with an account that I have created before which has more information to showcase this website. Now let's go through this search providers page. This page encapsulates a lot of functionalities, including the listing of the providers, their names and their details, and also you can go through the list by pagination. And now let's go back to the top. We have several filters. You can filter these providers by their specialties. For example, if you have fibromyalgia, just search for fibromyalgia. And we have several different categories which can be extended in the future. And you can also search by the city. We have 2 cities right now. And here you can carry out full text search for the providers. For example, by their names, by their specialties. Here is the pain psychology. And also, for example, I want to search some kind of road number. This is the road number. And we also have Google Map embedded in this page to show where these providers are. See, we have a lot of providers in these areas, and when you click into them, you will see, oh, but this is actually me. So I'm here, and it will show the number of the listing here and some details that you can find. So this is all about this search providers page. And now let's go through more interactions between patients and providers. First, you can message your providers whenever you want. So I've already had some conversations with my provider. Now let's say hi to our provider. And provider replies, hi. Oh my god, I have neck pain today. Last time it was back pain. And provider replies, sorry to hear that. Do you want to make another appointment? Of course. So how do we make appointment now? You can come here and find your provider and click the appointment. The provider already has some time slot open. So you can just click. And here, for example, find a time here. And you can submit. And you can see here the appointment is created successfully. So now we can go to our calendar here to see our next appointments. We have one appointment today and one appointment next week, which we have made before. You can click the appointment to see what it is about and when it will happen. And you can also go through different views of the calendar here. And the agenda shows a list of your upcoming appointment. So if you don't want a certain appointment anymore, you can just click here and cancel it, and it will be canceled. So now let's go to our appointment, the waiting room. You can see here, this will show your upcoming appointment with your provider. Just click enter, and we need to wait for our appointment to get online. And hey, okay, this is my provider. Okay, just to prevent the feedback, I exited the room, and if your appointment has not passed yet, you can just re-enter the room whenever you want. So now you may wonder, where do we control the open time slots for the providers? So this account is actually a provider as when it was registered. So I do have a list of open time slots over here. In this calendar, you can just choose to add your open time slots just by click on the calendar view, and you can have a list of time slots. Just click confirm, and you can go to the open time slots. See, you have a bunch of open time slots over here. You can select all, delete them, and go back to calendar. And you can also select the days to create a bunch of open time slots together every day from your working hour, and click confirm. So now you will have a lot of open time slots over here. And if you go back to your provider's view, you will see those open time slots are actually opened, and your patient can choose from them to make an appointment with you. And now let's go to the dashboard. So these dashboards are similar for providers and patients. However, patients won't have access to the Patients tab, but they will only have access to their records. As a provider myself, I can access my own profile and my patient's records. So let's try to update our profile. First, let's update the profile image and just change slightly my information. Here is a calendar selector that we can use to find a birth date and submit. Profile has been updated successfully. As you can see, the edges, the image, and the birth date are all updated. And now let's go to our records. As a provider account, I can look up my patient's records. Here is the patient that has been connected to me. She has some record. This record is actually some dummy image, and I can open the file here and say this is the image of that file. And I don't quite like that file, I just delete that, and it has been deleted successfully. And now this patient just doesn't have more files over here. And I can go to her records. She doesn't have any record right now because we just deleted that. So I want to upload another record. For example, this image looks better. So this is called profile image. Or if we have a medical image in the future, for example, we can call it MRI image, and file type image. And I click OK. We need to upload that file first. Now it's uploaded successfully, and we click submit. Let's go to the record of my patient, and now we can see this MRI image that we just uploaded is over there. Open file, and it was not really an MRI image, but it was the image that we just uploaded. So last but not least, we can just log out when we are not trying to use our account. And we go back to the original sign up page. But even if you're not logged in, you can still look into the search providers page. We open this for everyone, just for everyone to see what providers we have and what capability this platform may have. This website was implemented in two parts, the front end and back end. We used the most popular React framework to implement the front end. We use the most up-to-date React hooks and React router for creating this single-page application. And to manage the complicated state in the application, we use Redux. We use Firebase on snapshot function, which is a long-polling HTTP request for real-time message. And we use WebRTC to retrieve point-to-point video chat between two users. For the backend, We used Express plus Node.js framework to implement a series of REST API in the backend. And we deployed those APIs with file-based cloud functions. And we also used Algolia to achieve full text search in our search providers page. For the database, we use Cloud Firestore, which is a NoSQL document-oriented database. We also use file-based storage, an object storage service to store all the medical records of the users. So, chronic pain has been one of the most underestimated healthcare problems in the world today. And our solution here, the Tele Center, is aimed at making better medical care experience for those people in need. Thank you.